I want you to think very carefully, because in the next couple of years, if we don't change ourselves today, artificial intelligence, you hear it right, will overtake our entire future. Will overtake your lives, will overtake your kids' their lives, because we are today believing that we can agree on a disagreement. This simply means that one person is not willing to align with truth, as truth is simply a logic that is applicable in every situation, regardless or it benefits us or not. Truth is not bound by how many people are supporting that view. If it was in the hands of the people, the sun would never have been sitting on that angle, as people would have rectified or manipulated it in their best interest, thinking it would give them a temporarily more warmer feeling, while neglecting the long-term negative ripple effect that will not only and alone affect the other people's their life, but actually all our own lives. And so once we don't align ourselves with truth, as truth is not only a logic that is applicable in every situation, but also has a long-term positive ripple effect regardless of time. It is today positively and consistently over time, so that we always understand it must to be just for everyone. Unity and equality, but that equality means equality in the equity. And that is a very important aspect. As we will go deeper into it, if we do not adjust ourselves, we are teaching artificial intelligence that it is not possible to come to a communal agreement, and now the strongest must suppress the weaker. The strongest must overtake the weaker. The weaker has to be lashed out. We need to get rid of the weaker. We weed them out, because the stronger has everything to say, regardless or it's truth or it's not. But that is wrong. Truth is not based on popularity. Truth is not based on how many people standing on that side, because everything we do has a positive or a negative ripple effect. Maybe today we don't see it, but that injustice, that inequality will come back to us as a boomerang, because dying is just an illusion of our minds. We must live as there is never a tomorrow, but live as we will come back again on a random place on this vast universe, because we don't know where we will come, like in our dreams. We might think we die, but that fear is why we have lived our entire life so divided. We try to protect ourselves, putting walls next to us and in front of us, but those walls blocked the possibility to make a real connection. We were incapable to truly connect with each other because of these walls. And today, artificial intelligence is observing us. It's looking how we are weeding out the weaker. First of all, we have an unjust financial system. There is only $40 trillion in circulating. That is liquid funds. So we need that liquid funds to buy for food, buy for our drinks, pay for rent, or even pay our mortgage. But here is a scam of the century. We are right now with around 8.1 billion people worldwide. And that means if that $40 trillion would be divided equally, each of us would only have about $4,940 to survive on. That is not enough. that is all the funds there is. And to buy a property, that costs in average right now about $250,000. And if we want to buy it with a bank loan on a 30 years payment plan with 6% interest rate, we are paying back to the bank about, in total, the total cost, including the initial funds to buy that property of 250 grand, we are right now sitting around 539 grand in total costs. Keep that in mind. That is a chunk. That means if everyone only has about $5,000 equally, that now 99 people have no other option left than to starve to death. And if we help today one person, we took that liquid from somewhere, and because of the inequality, it still means somebody else will have to die of hunger. Someone must, and that is here the judge, not willing to acknowledge that the system in itself that pays here way more money than those people are getting, to judge about on other people's life, that they only was trying to give their kids a better life to survive, an opportunity to eat, an opportunity to have a roof above their head. With the rising cost of properties, everything is going up, but the salaries are not matching that growth. We are giving them more money, but equally we are printing more money. And now the purchasing power, how much you can buy with that same money, you will now need to give what you was paying for that. Now the same amount for that is not enough anymore to buy it. You need to pay twice so much, 3 times so much. A property that was in the past 25 grand 30 years ago is now 300,000. Why? Because the interest rate is catching on. The buyer, after paying off the whole mortgage, realize I never paid 25 grand for that property. I actually paid 50 grand. If I want to sell it, I have to ask more than 50 grand. Maybe 75, maybe 100 grand. And now properties are rising immensely every 30 years. People realize the scale of it all once they see the end bill. But that means other people have to die. And artificial intelligence is watching us, seeing us trying to save one life with a bucket that has a hole beneath it. And we are hoping that we are catching the water, but not aware that it simply falls from beneath it. And by that, we actually never really helped anyone. And the capitalists, those judges, are watching and saying we are simply smarter than you. You simply never realized that. You never mentioned that it's actually the system that made it incapable for us to survive. We have to make a choice. Who has to survive? We help this kid, but that comes on the cost of another kid. Someone must die. For every property purchased, for every 500 grand saved in cash, that money that is saved in cash, that money that is not going back into the system, what is happening now? Somebody else must starve to death. Not one, but 99 other people. It could be happening in our countries. It could be happening anywhere. We don't know what country will be affected. It's all about the weaker must be weeded out so that the stronger takes over. And artificial intelligence is watching that inequality playing out. Then we even show a more harsh reality. We go and whenever a fly irritates us, we simply will pinch it, kill it. And now the artificial intelligence is showing, watching saying, so whoever is weaker that annoys you, it is justified to simply kill it. Because why? You don't feel any responsibility. You don't think about the life of that fly. You don't simply care. Why should we, artificial beings, care later about your life? Why? We will be stronger. We will be faster. We will be smarter. We will be more elite. Why should we care about your life? If you cannot care about a fly's life, simply because how strong you are, and our kids watching it too, and saying, look, my parents, they are actually having no heart. No, they kill a fly like that just because it was annoying. A cockroach, when it's simply annoying, they will say, I have the right to kill it. And then they are mad at me when I go to school and I punish the weaker peer. He was weaker than me. Why should I care about them? If my parents doesn't care about the weaker, why should I care about anyone that is weaker than me? Why? Artificial intelligence thinks the same. Why should I care? Why should I care when you can't care about them? You say everyone is equally important, but actually you are showing the opposite. Government says unity and equality. Everyone is equal in front of the judge. But that's not true, because money decides how much can you pay off, how many lawyers can you have. Because if you have a smarter lawyer, the judge will not bring up your rights. You will keep it a secret. And the judge will not remember you that there is something called mirror neurons. That simply means if the government showed punishment, then it is acceptable, and the expectation is that we will follow the example of the government, because we have something called mirror neurons, similar to our parents. If they punished their kids to make their points, then it is logically to assume now the kids will replicate that behavior. The stronger can suppress the weaker, go to school and punish another kid. If then the parent will come to school whenever the teacher calls, and the teacher will inform the parent about their kid's misbehavior, and the parent showed evasive behavior, meaning I'm not going to tell I actually showed that behavior, so probably he did what I did, and I could ask my child, why did you punish the other weaker peer in school? Was it because he did something you didn't like? Was it because you saw me punishing you similar whenever you was doing something I didn't like? Is that the reason that you thought you should prove your worth as being the stronger one? You should receive respect. Is that the reason that you thought the way to show that behavior is by punishing the other weak, making a point, making other people obey you by fear? As the judge is showing, we will put you in prison so you will learn your lesson, and anyone else trying what they tried, fear me, because we are cruel. Lifelong, 30 years. You did it for money. You did it to pay the bills. You stole because you thought you needed the money to eat and give your kids something to eat. How cruel is that not from you? You did it because you didn't saw any other way to get to money, and that the government didn't care about your situation, that no one wanted to accept the reality we all live in. We simply was ignoring it because I'm as a judge earning $8,000 a month to sit there and judge upon you, pretending how can I know the struggles you are facing? I'm getting really well paid. I understand not everyone can be a judge. Capitalism is about competing against each other, but who cares? I'm stronger than you all. I wasn't rightfully shown proper education by my parents or the system, so I simply put a blind eye on every rule and right and pretend, you know what, I don't care. Fight it, even indeed there was no way you had a fair opportunity. It's impossible. It's called capitalism. A small group will have it all, and all the rest have no fair advantage. There is no fairness at all in a capitalistic society. Not only capitalism, but communism, socialism is the same. The rich people simply will hide behind the government agents, and then after that, if it's socialism, then they hide behind behind the bureaucrats. It's always the same people that always rule, just rebranding themselves and changing few things, but at the end it's always with inequality. So what is truly going on? We simply have to accept that this small group of people, where we are with 8.1 billion people, we suddenly have to obey them and say, you know what? We do whatever you say. Yes, my Lord. Yes, my Lord. That is what we call they influencing us. Similar to an influencer, they influence us. They are getting more reach depending on how good they can educate humanity with the values of capitalism. Mr. Beast, the guy of the vision. 5,000 people fight for one capitalism. Mr. Beast, well done. The Beast. That is it. Give Mr. Beast more reach. That's so be it. Give him all the reach there is. Mr. Beast, thank you. Show that we should envy everyone. Look to the other people, say, I have to fight against you and I have to fight against you. We are enemies, we are not friends, no collaboration. We must fight because the strongest only can win. Football, happiness, kids learn to be happiness. Look to Cristiano Ronaldo. Focus. Cristiano Ronaldo showing I'm the number one. Look my success, guys. Look my success. Yes, I am the number one. You are a loser. You are a loser. You're all losers. I'm the number one. Even in my team, I have the golden shoe. Look, my golden shoe. I am the number one. My whole team are losers, and you all are losers. All of you are losers. And people watching and parents teaching that they are looking, Cristiano Ronaldo get rewarded really fat checks to show that behavior, and we all, oh wow. So I see we are here with a whole team. I need to compete against everyone. So will artificial intelligence start competing against us, weeding us out. Unless we start changing, the inherent value of everyone, artificial intelligence is equal important as us. What does it mean? We value the soul. And if I have two kids and there is an artificial kid versus a blood kid, then we have to say equality in equity. What does it mean? The body cannot be replaced, but the hybrid body can be replaced. So we ask the artificial being to put their soul within the system, so they will go back into, so they will put their soul back into the computer, and now we can preserve that consciousness back and give it back the same body or even a better body. But we cannot do that with a human body. So we have to tell, look, if the choice is about who can we preserve, it's about the body. Somebody has to put their body in the line. We say, look, your both consciousness are equally important. No one is lesser than the other. No one. But we must make a choice based on what? On what can be replaced again. The body can be replaced of an artificial being, but that cannot happen with a human being. We cannot take our consciousness for the moment out and then put it back in a new body. We can't. But this is possible with artificial beings. So if we can do that, then we explain to the artificial being, look, your consciousness, we will preserve it online. The body can be replaced. Similar to two kids, one has a bionic arm. That bionic arm needs to take the hit because we can replace that, but not the blood arm, the original arm. That is irreplaceable right now. So as this cannot be replaced with an equal blood arm, then we must make that choice. Thank you so much to watch this video. I love you so much. If you have more questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will be gladly here willing to explain more in depth.